Next up, Bob Chapek, CEO of the Walt Disney Company. He gave an interview recently. This is one of the first real interviews that he's given in the middle of all this mess. It's they're finally letting him talk, I guess, as Bob Iger, the executive chairman, has done the majority of the talking through this crisis. It's nice to see that Bob Chapek, the new CEO of Disney, has finally been given an opportunity to speak out and share some of his thoughts on the reopening of Disney parks and the Disney Company as a whole. We'll focus on the parks here because that's what we do. Come to find out, when asked whether the parks can potentially manage 100% capacity in this interview while maintaining the social distancing guidelines, Chapek answered that it really, quote, depends on the guests. He emphasized the need for guests to be diligent about maintaining social distancing, saying, if guests continue to behave in the way that they have, referencing Shanghai Disneyland's reopening, he says, we may be able to approach that. We're all playing our part in this ecosystem of safety. And we're going to do our part, and we need our guests to do their part too. He referenced that face masks will become the norm for both adults as well as children. And we referenced with Disney Springs here a little bit earlier that children over the age of 3 will be required to wear a mask. It's likely to be carried over into all facets of Disney life. But cast members as well as guests would be required to wear masks. Tell me this, Garrett, do you have faith that U.S. Disney park guests will do their part to maintain the ecosystem of safety, as he calls it, when things do finally reopen?
I'm going to give that a coin flip in that sense where where parks here in North America are very different, or the guests here are very different than the ones in other countries. I've had the opportunity to go on Disney cruises and go to Disney Paris. And the guests out there are very different. Out here in America, we are by nature a little bit more rebellious. So if we're told wear a mask, we typically are like, don't tell me what to do. I'll wear a mask if I want to. I think what it's going to be is individually, we care more about ourselves than we do about the general public. So we'll keep a mask on if it means it keeps us safe. But we're not doing it for other people. We're doing it for ourselves. So I don't see this going very well at first, just because you enter the park, you have your mask on, then take that bad boy off. It's hot in Florida. Oh my gosh, it is so hot and humid. It's disgusting. We just can't do that. For myself, I will be in probably the minority that will keep my mask on the entire time, unless I am either eating food or taking a drink or something, because I care about my own safety and I care about everyone's safety, and I want to keep the Disney train rolling, so to speak. I agree with Junior, then that it will be challenging, and it does depend on the guest. If you find good, outstanding guests, like the people that watch our show, then I know that things will get done. But I worry about the rebellious ones that take off their mask because they feel like, oh, I'm not around anyone, I don't have to worry about it. But no, we need to follow through on this if we ever want to have some sense of normalcy again. And it really comes down to our individual us taking part in it individually.
Got that right. And Katrina, how strong do you think Disney cast members are going to be on these guidelines when the Disney park experience is sort of meant to be this like carefree experience to begin with? Obviously, they are enforcing some pretty dramatic ideas over in Shanghai Disneyland, and it's working. And as Garrett referenced there, guests elsewhere in the world are different than guests here in the United States. But how do you think this is going to pan out when it comes to enforcement by Disney cast members in a place that was already kind of meant to be your total escape?
I feel really bad because now they're going to be the bad guys. And I really hope that they do enforce it. And, maybe they might have to hire the enforcing people, like they have Disney security, right? And then they might have to have people walking around that are like the mask enforcers, and they're going to have to be the bad guys. And I'm really sad for them because I know a lot of people, like Garrett said, we're very rebellious, and Disney is meant for an escape. And if you tell me what to do, you're ruining my whole vacation and my whole trip and everything that I spent, because they want their children to have a memorable experience. And so I feel really bad for those cast members, but it's up to Disney to be the bad guy to protect everybody. So I think that people need to anticipate, that Disney is going to strictly enforce this, and I pray that they do. And if people that don't enforce or that don't want to wear a mask, they should be kicked out. Because again, they're risking the safety of other people. It only takes one person to ruin it for everybody. So don't be that one person.
Do not be that one person. Tyler, what do you say to people that might claim that wearing a face mask in Florida summer heat is an insane proposition? Just because, obviously Bob Chapek is saying he recognizes that Florida is not like the rest of the world, right? It's America's hot and humid armpit of a place. It can be very gross at times, especially during those summer months and into even early fall. So that can be concerning, I suppose, knowing that you're going to be potentially wearing a mask in this environment that's already, 95 to 100 degrees with that 120% humidity. What do you say to those people that think it's an insane idea to want to be slapped with a mask?
I say stay home, get out of my way, and let me enjoy myself. That's honestly my 100% opinion. I just think that if you are going to be so selfish that you can't even, am I excited about wearing a mask in Florida? No, but if you're going to be so selfish that, you can't even do that for a little bit of time, then get out of the way, man. Let the rest of us just have a healthy life. Because what really bums me out is how many times you're at the parks and you kind of see somebody doing something maybe they shouldn't be doing, and it kind of irritates you a little bit. Now it's going to be even more irritating when these people aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing, because your health is on the line. Yeah. And it's literally people just kind of almost spitting in your face, in my opinion. Do what you need to do for everybody. And again, I'm not looking forward to it. It's not going to be fun. But hey, at least I'll save money on sunscreen.
We're gonna get the stupidest tan, but it also is a lifesaver, because those love bugs, when you're on a ride, if you have the face mask on, they're not gonna get in your mouth. That's true. Think of the bright side.
What a great point. You're right. Always think of the bright side. That's our Katrina. Sunshine, rainbows. Bless you, sweet unicorn. We're very grateful for you.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.